Good afternoon. It is Thursday, April 25th. Skipped yesterday, got off work as early as I could, rested, edited, just relaxed. Again today, didn't feel great, but I wasn't able to get off early, and I think that was for the best. At work I have like a desk that I can raise up to be like a standing desk, and I tend to stand about half my day. And I think that helped. I feel better now than I did when I went into work. So I'm thinking just actually standing and, I have a phone job and I tend to kind of be animated when I'm talking. And so when I'm standing, I'll kind of like pace and do whatever while I'm on the phone. So I got a little bit of just movement, and I think that helped a lot. So feeling better now than I was even this morning. But not really sure what to do. Did edit a session video yesterday, and actually got all the backed up session videos I'd already done uploaded and things like that. So making progress. Just I don't know, still messing around with eHarmony and all that. Kind of now a daily thing. I don't know, but thinking about dinner at this point. And now, I have put off going to the grocery store for a couple of weeks. Save money that way, I suppose. But what I was thinking, because, I don't know, like a month ago or something, I made some chili. And it was good. It was fine. But of course, and then I realized I got the stuff to make chili when I went to the grocery store after that, and realized, man, all these canned goods are super cheap. However, when I made chili, there's one thing. I used ground beef. Ground beef is not super cheap. But I'm thinking like everything else in that recipe is like really cheap. It's a bunch of canned goods, seasoning packet. I think I added a little bit of like seasoning and some garlic that, I use a little bit of a large container. All the other stuff is pretty much cheap. So what I'm going to try tonight, because last time I got the stuff, I got the garbanzo beans, which I'd used the first time I made chili. I also got kidney beans. So I have two different types of beans. And I'm thinking, what I want to do is I'm just going to use that stuff. I'm just going to forego the beef, which makes it more like a chili flavored bean soup. But I figure it'll probably still taste good. If it works out, I might try and figure out, well, what other beans should I use and things like that. Try and improve on it. But in general, I'm thinking, this could make for a very inexpensive meal. And I figure, the seasoning's the same, so it's probably going to still taste good. So I'm going to try making chili-flavored bean soup tonight for dinner and see if I've figured out a new really cheap meal that I can make to save money. Fingers crossed and all. And alright, so I got the beans, the garbanzo, I got kidney beans, I got the seasonings, some garlic and stuff, and a lot of it's tomato. Because there's both 2 cans of tomato sauce and then a can of, like, chunked tomatoes, basically. Very liquid feeling, but basically it's becoming a soup at this point. So, just mixing in the seasoning and starting to heat it up. Otherwise, I'm basically still following the directions as if there were meat in it from the back of the packet. So we'll see. Obviously that might be something that I should be modifying. No meat, so maybe it doesn't need to cook as long, or maybe, I don't know, something else should change. But for right now, I'm just going to go with pretending everything else works exactly the same, even without the meat. Although my immediate thought is, I wish I had some more beans. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Let's just get a little bitty bowl. Who knows? It might not be any good. I don't know if I'm going to want very much. Although at least it was a relatively cheap experiment, I suppose. So I've turned off the heat, but I think I'm just going to let it sort of sit there and keep going, because I don't figure it's going to matter if I cook it more than needed. It's chili. And let's give this bean soup a try. And so, basically, what? Beans and tomatoes? I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not going to miss having meat in the chili, because I will. But it's still a good flavor. And for about a quarter to a third the cost to make a meal, I might say that it might be a good idea to have it, at least occasionally, just to save some money. Well, I'm going to have dinner and we'll see how I feel afterwards. And that was actually pretty good. I definitely think it could be improved upon. And the obvious answer was, well, yeah, you could add meat. Yeah, obviously. I don't know. Maybe there's like a third kind of beans that would go good with it and add a little more variety or something without adding too much cost, just because it's that. It was pretty good. I got 2 little containers, the size that I take for lunch. I really only have 1 day left this week, so I don't need both of them, but I'm sure the other will end up being something I'll heat up around here, because basically the idea is it's, quick things to make. So yeah, bean soup. Just make chili, but don't bother with the meat. And yeah, no, could have been a lot worse. I will probably, let's put it this way, it was good enough. I will probably do it again. So other than things like figuring out a new cheap meal, I have edited another session video on session 26, so I'll get that exporting overnight. Another thing that's been going on today is on my way home from work, I will often listen to the On Broadway Sirius XM channel, and a song came on that just sort of had like a tone to it that I loved. "Why We Build the Wall" from Hadestown. It's apparently a new musical, at least to Broadway, and it's based sort of like. Basically, I briefly looked it up, and it's sort of a retelling of like an old Greek myth in a Depression-era inspired post-apocalyptic setting. But just the tone for the song "Why We Build the Wall" is just so, I don't know, it got to me. I've listened to it probably 15 times since I got home. So I've been doing a lot of that too. But otherwise, yeah, getting the. I just finished editing the session video. It is 9:30, with 9:40 being bedtime, so I gotta get to bed. Thank you for joining me. Join me as my journey continues.